So security games in this audience I will not have to belabor too much. Generally we have a defender who wants to use typically limited resources to protect targets from an attack. And I have put 3 words in blue here because they are a little bit vague, and so I won't define them formally, but I'll give you examples, and those lead to many different specific formulations of security games. So the targets could be buildings, gathering spots, infrastructure such as an airport or a port, or animals or plants that you want to protect, or computers or networks that you're worried are getting infiltrated. An attack could be a terrorist attack. That was the motivation in the very early work that really grounded this field. Smuggling, burglary, poaching of animals, resource extraction, hacking of a computer system, fare evasion, all kinds of undesirable features. And the resources could be checkpoints, canine units, air marshals, neighborhood patrols, a system administrator spending time trying to monitor what's going on, park rangers, and so on. And so here's an example of an intrepid part-time park ranger patrol making their way through, I believe Malaysia was this one, to show you sort of the kind of work that these resources have to do in order to deter this attack. Okay, so just to clarify the order of events and to give you the general outline, typically it's assumed that first the defender commits to a strategy over possible actions, and this will typically be mixed. The attacker observes this mixed strategy but will not get to observe the defender's coin flips. The motivation for that is that an attacker can conduct some surveillance and learn about the probability distribution with which the defender deploys the resources. Then the attacker chooses some attack action from some set of available actions. Then the defender coin flips are realized, and together with the actions that the attacker chose will determine what the payoffs of both players are. So this is sort of the general outline. And so here are some examples of the strategy spaces from past work. In the seminal original work that really put this on the map that Melinda and his group did, it was protecting an airport with multiple terminals. The defender strategies were subsets of K terminals. For instance, you have 9 terminals at LAX, but you only have 3 K9 units on any given day or on any given half day. You can only go to 3 terminals. So your strategy space is triples of terminals, and the attacker strategy might be 1 terminal to attack. In network interdiction, which I know some of you have thought about or are actively working on, the defender strategy is a subset of K edges. Think of these as roadblocks or patrol cars. And the attacker strategy is an SD path to traverse to get from some source where the adversary starts to the target where the adversary wants to conduct an attack. And the air marshal example is somewhat similar to the airport, but now because when you send an air marshal from New York City to London, the air marshal presumably wants to go home at some point, so this is a set of flight sequences, say K flights, and the attacker strategy is now applied to attack. So here, we're a little bit restricted about the sets that you can go to. You can't go from New York to London and then fly from Singapore to Sydney.